Gerard, welcome. Nice to see you. How are you feeling?
Very well. Thank you, Annemarie. And it's great to be with this group of people. And the fact that so many people are again coming to our premises over here at Jouren, that inspires me. But not only me, I think that's for all our employees a great inspiration. But I hope that it's also, let's say, what we organize every year over here is also an inspiration for those that are visiting us.
Yes, because I heard so many different languages already when I was walking around in the hallway here.
Yeah.
From French to, I think, something Middle Eastern to maybe African languages. Amazing, and it's lovely to hear that here.
And next to that, of course, we have all those people that are connected through the camera. And that's also great. So we have people from whether it's China or Argentina and whether it's Ukraine or Russia, that they are really connected to us.
We come together here.
Yeah.
What kind of year has it been for HZPC?
We've had, let's say in the corona period, we have had quite a tough period. We survived, so that's not, so we continue, that's not a problem, but our profitability was low.
As it was
to
probably for everyone,
for many companies. Last year was much better till, of course, we got into the spring when the war in east of part of Europe started, with all kinds of consequences for that. And we've seen, you can debate what is causing it, but nevertheless, we see the high inflation, we see the high energy cost, and we see also the high cereal prices, etc. And that has consequences for our business. In certain ways, it is disrupting our business. People are making other choices. High energy prices means that people are saying, okay, do I have to store the potatoes? Do I have to grow it another way? Do I have to grow potatoes anyhow, or do I shift to other crops? So all those decisions are there. But at least what is important, I think, is we know that food production will continue.
Right.
And that is the basis for our existence, I would say.
So you can say that it's never a boring moment, whether it's a global pandemic to now other issues that you have to deal with. It's a change almost every day.
Yeah, and we really would like to continue, because we have, let's say, also the drive to get sweet potatoes everywhere. And we are exporting already for years to all kinds of different countries. And although it is more difficult, and it is for all kinds of, let's say, the political circumstances, to all kinds of decisions in the world, more difficult to get our material, our genetics, or our potatoes to all kinds of different countries, we continue. And we do continue with our team in Russia, regardless of the circumstances of today. We hope to continue able to deliver sweet potatoes to Ukraine, but the same we do to Israel and to the Palestinians, to Saudi Arabia and to Yemen, and all those countries. We continue, and we absolutely would like to go. That's a drive, that's my personal drive, but that's the drive of the company, and absolutely we don't want to surrender. We don't want that food should not be a part of political decisions.
It's a universal right, you could say. And that's part of your dream as well. You want to develop responsible food for the world population. Why is this so important to you?
Yeah, this is the fact that you really, let's say, contribute to the food production and make sure that all kinds of people in the world can maintain, let's say, production of the food, because we are not producing the food, but just the seeds for the food. And that's important. So if we succeed in getting the right genetics to the different corners of the world, then those people, those farmers can produce the food for those circumstances. And that's just a human duty.
Yeah, it's wonderful to hear, and I think everyone here in the room will share that vision as well. Are there some of the results that you mentioned that even though there are challenges that HZPC was able to overcome, are there maybe examples that we can see here today as well?
Yeah, as far as deliveries, you mean that we've had all kinds of difficulties to bring material to all kinds of countries with the huge hurdles, and there are many hurdles, and we have to really fight them. We have to be very agile and creative, and I hope we can succeed to continue to deliver to those countries, and especially when you talk about those countries where USA sanctions are applicable.
Exactly, yeah. Now, the theme for today and for the next few days is no time to waste. What does that mean to you, and what do you hope for the coming days?
I hope we at least can we get inspired by the people that are getting here, and that we can inspire the people that are coming to us. And no time to waste, especially when you look at what sustainability. And sustainability is a big challenge that all of us have for our world and for the future of our world. And I think we can do a lot, and we should do a lot. And I have also to mention, we and agricultural world has already done a lot in the last decades. Mm-hmm. But can we do more? Yes, we can do more. Should we do more? Yes, we should do more. But we can do quite a lot, and we are the breeders, so we are, let's say, at the start of the value chain, because you have to work with the entire value chain. It's not only the thing that we are doing, but we can contribute quite a lot by improving our genetics. And that's what we try already for years, and that's what we also show in those days. If you look at a few of our newest varieties, if you look what resistances are existing in those varieties, and other characteristics, other traits, that is really contributing to a more sustainable growth. But we have to make sure that if we're creating those genetics, that with others, our seed growers, the web potato growers, processors, packers, and whatever in the further in the value chain is also basically capitalizing on those items that we
so it's truly a collaboration between all those different parts of the value chain, as you mentioned.
Alone we can't do anything.
Yeah. It often starts at HZPC, who of course is doing a lot of research. Now your colleague Peter Vos is working in the research center for HZPC, and we went and saw him to see what exactly he is doing, and we made a little video to share.
Welcome in the heart of HZPC research. In this greenhouse we develop the varieties for the future. Those varieties require less inputs, less water, less nitrogen, but also, very important, those varieties are multi-resistant to many diseases. For example, in this cross we try to combine the resistance against potato virus Y, potato cyst nematode, and at least 2 resistance genes against late blight. Only a very small percentage of those seeds have the right combination of resistances. In our lab, we use molecular markers to identify the right seeds. Breeding is a numbers game. To screen large amount of seeds, seeds are sown in these lab cards. From here, leaf material will go to a laboratory to screen for molecular markers. In the past, it took us at least 5 years to test if a variety would be resistant to a disease. With our current molecular marker system, we now know it in 5 weeks. In this way, we make our varieties future-proof, high-yielding with reduced input.
Amazing example. From 5 years to 5 weeks, and he was walking around in one of the labs, of course. Yeah. Now we have brought some of the instruments that you just saw here outside in the hallway, so if you want to take a look later, and for the people joining us tomorrow or the day after, please feel free to take a look, because it really is interesting to see. Now, the things that he mentioned, does that also mean that there is less waste that comes with these new varieties?
If you talk about less waste as far as, let's say, environmental waste, yes, because what, as Peter was indicating very clearly, if you can grow potatoes with less water, with less nitrogen, etc., then we are wasting lower amounts of, let's say, the limited sources of our planet. And that's where we really have to work on.
Yeah, there's so many interesting fields to look at. Diseases, drought resistance, waste reduction.
Yeah, absolutely. And yield is continues to be a very important part, because if we maintain or we increase the yields, yield is the way to basically change the balance between input-output.
We're almost at the end of this year. It's November. Are you already looking forward or looking at next year a little bit? And are there some things that you already know are highlights of that year, or are you looking forward to?
We are not only looking to next year, we are looking 10 years ahead. Because for those who are reading what we like to achieve, we publish it in our CSR report. We say clearly also, as far as breeding is concerned, what do we like to achieve in 2030? So, and those decisions basically have already been taken. So we have clearly set our goals, how many variety do we want to have by that time with the double resistance for late blights or nematode resistances, etc. So it's well indicated in our report, and and we trace very clearly whether we are still on track, and we are. So I'm quite sure that we are going to achieve those targets. So the 10-year ahead target is important, and not what's coming next year as far as breeding is concerned.
Well, it's great to hear that the view is set on 10 years from now. Thank you for now.